I had a goal of hitting $1 million and I knew that I didn't want an agency. I knew I had to have something else that was more scalable. And that's when I found out I was doing about 250,000 with my one-on-one services so that I started offering a second revenue stream, which was that's the fastest path to cash online. The big thing is you have to let go of all the advice that we hear that doesn't fit you. Get up at 5 a.m., go to the gym, eat a protein shake. That doesn't work for us. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I manage a household. I sure as heck do not want to manage a team. When you don't want a big team, you have to rely on a lot of software that helps make your job easier. I work with a lot of moms. I work with a lot of busy women. If this could shortcut their process, heck yeah, we were going to do it. Your success can look like something completely different and you can get there in a completely different way than someone else. Take the pieces that you can do and that feel in alignment with you and run with those.
Welcome everyone to another episode of Searchie Spotlight. I'm here today with Brandi. Brandi, how's it going today?
Oh, I'm so good and I'm so excited to be here and doing this.
I'm so excited that we have this opportunity to chat today. I can't wait to dive in and to share your story with our community, because I think that you have some very important insights that I think could benefit a lot of the content creators that use Searchie. So without further ado, I'd love for you to tell us a little bit about who Brandi is, who you serve, and what you do.
First and foremost, I'm a wife, I'm a mom, podcast host, digital marketing expert, and a total taco snob. So that's me, like in a nutshell. My business serves the freelance virtual assistant service-based community. I focus a lot on ad managers. I help them get started with their businesses, learn how to run ads for other people, but then also how all service-based entrepreneurs who are servicing other people and other businesses, how they can scale their business with simplicity, hit those 10K months without growing an agency or having a big team.
Awesome. So I can't wait to dive more into that. And I wanted to start by asking, what point did you shift working for other people to working for yourself?
I feel like I still work for other people. So one thing I love is one-on-one service providers. I always say that's like the fastest path to cash online. And so even now, I still have high-level consultant clients that I do marketing consulting for. And so I've never like fully shifted from those one-on-one services. I've taken breaks at certain point in my business based on what's going on in my life, but I love helping other businesses grow, whether that's in a service-based or coaching method through courses, memberships, whatever. And the crazy thing is I've never actually had like a 9-to-5 job. So for me, like I've always been in the service industry in a sense, whether it was bartending through college or like then I went to law school, but even then I was still in sales and marketing because I had a side job. And so I've always had this servant's heart where I love to serve. That's what I think is so powerful about one-on-one service providers too, is like you are providing such an incredible service and helping other businesses grow. So I've never fully transitioned away from it. But I think it was after I was doing about 250,000 with my one-on-one services. So that would have been my first full year in business that I started offering a second revenue stream, which was my membership that I got started because of Stu. And I started offering that as another way to grow my income. So it wasn't fully reliant on my one-on-one services.
That's awesome. And thank you for, that clarification. And I think tapping into what you said there in terms of, your passion for serving, there is so much value in, that one-on-one coaching connection that we can have with people. And it's certainly a super valuable way to see the impact that, some coaching can help in terms of getting that business or several businesses to the next level. You've always had a history of serving specifically in your transition to, this online space and serving online, both for your membership and with your one-on-one clients, specifically with a consulting perspective. What have you learned about yourself in kind of refining, your own business model and adding that second revenue stream with your membership site. Where did that idea come from?
So I think one of the things is in the online space, we hear like you have to grow an agency or you have to have a course or membership in order to scale. And I was like, well, I've scaled without an agency or without a membership, but I did hit a cap, and that was about the 250. And at that point, it was just me. There was no other team. And I knew that 250 was bringing us a great life because high profit margins, which I'm a big fan of for all business owners, but I knew I wanted something more. I wanted to help more people. I wanted more revenue for my family. I had a goal of hitting $1 million, and I knew that I didn't want an agency. And so I knew I had to have something else that was more scalable. And that's when I found out like memberships and courses and stuff like that. I went in that way without ever giving up fully my services, but I knew that like I wanted something else. And if I knew, because I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I manage a household, I sure as heck do not want to manage a team. That's never been a goal of mine to have a big team or anything. I'd rather have a smaller business with high profit margin than have a large team that I'm responsible for. For me, that looked like, okay, how can we set this business up so I can hit my goals? We can have the most impact, but I also don't turn away from my priorities, which is my family, keeping my business simple, keeping high profit margins, and not having an agency. And that's when I dove into the courses, the memberships, and started getting those going as well. But I had to get clear on, I do not want this in my business. So how do I create something where I can stay true to the things that I do not want? Because I think a lot of times it's easy to say what we don't want, but then we start saying yes to the things that we wouldn't normally say yes to get what we want. And for me, it's always like, what don't I want in my business? So then I can build a business around doing the things I really love.
And in terms of, doing the things that you really love, I love that, you talked about that conversation that you have to have with yourself in terms of not saying yes to things that aren't the right fit and learning exactly, where your priorities lie. So that at the end of the day, you are getting time back in your day to spend with your family and to focus on what specifically your priorities are. So you talked about the fact that, you did have that cap before, just in terms of, one person can only do so much. And, what's the trade-off in terms of bringing on a team as well? So has having a membership site helped with that cap specifically and adding that different dimension to your business?
Yeah. So it's so amazing because when we added the membership, I know some people like do a course and then back end memberships and all that. We went right in on the membership. That was like what I wanted to do. First, I really wanted to create a membership because to me, that felt like I was going to be connecting with people more. And I'm a connector. I love to connect with people. I love energy. And so that was important to me. So we launched our membership, and our membership was doing really, really well. And we were able to grow it really fast. But I found this niche that like needed to be served, and that was ad managers. A lot of people wanted to run ads because that's what I was doing. That's how I grew mine. And most of the programs out there were teaching people how to run ads for their own business, or they were teaching them, like my membership, how to create a service-based business. But nothing at that time was meshing the two together. And so the membership was amazing because it created this amazing audience of people that were primed for my course. And my course, within 18 months of launching it, had done over $1 million. But it was because of the membership that got me the audience to get that course off the ground. And a lot of people, like bookkeepers and accountants, were looking at my books and they were like, you're spending so much time on this membership and it's not bringing anywhere in much in as the course. And I was like, but you don't understand. The membership gets people into my world. And once they're in my world, they want to stay in my world. And that's what's feeding the course. And so I love that with our business model, my membership is not my most profitable or highest revenue, but I know that it's building the lifetime customer that feeds all my other business.
There's so much value in having a membership, even just as a list building tool specifically, because there's often a misconception that, if people buy from you once, that they're not going to buy from you again because they get all the value they can from that one, product. But it's not actually really true. We find that, once, as you're saying, once people are in your world, they will buy more because they know and they've established, the value that your coaching and your product can bring to them and their businesses. So there's certainly a lot of, return on investment, for your audience members, but also for you in terms of getting and gaining that deeper understanding for your audience.
Absolutely.
And I wanted to circle back to something that you said earlier in your answer specifically. I know that you are super passionate about keeping things simple specifically. I love that because, here at Searchie, we're definitely on a mission to keep things as simple as possible and to not overcomplicate things. So how have you found that Searchie has helped you in your quest to keep things simple in your business?
So I think the biggest thing is when you don't want a big team, you have to rely on a lot of automation. You have to rely on a lot of software that helps make your job easier. And so one thing, before we were even on Searchie hubs, we're close to being like beta members. I'm pretty sure we used to put it in our like another software and use it as a widget, because when I saw that we could search through video, and when I'm doing week after week, a week of coaching calls and answering the same questions and then having the same questions pop up in our Facebook group. And I was like, wow, this is going to set the tone for our community where they can find answers quicker. I work with a lot of moms. I work with a lot of busy women. They don't have time to wait around to write an email, to send a Facebook message, to wait on me to answer it. And so if this could shortcut their process, heck yeah, we were going to do it. And that's how it started. But then the cool thing happened is when we switched to Searchie hubs, like everything pretty much became automated. We're on Zoom all the time. Now all those Zoom recordings go right into Searchie. And then with a few buttons, like they're in the right hub that they need to be. I have one person on my team. She was able to like shorten her day tremendously by doing that. The AI with the chapters, like that shortcut our job, even coming up with like descriptions for our trainings and things like that. And now also with our podcast, we have over, I think, 300 episodes or something like that, 4 years of episodes. And those are all sent in there, and we create customized playlists for our members. So if they're in this stage, they can go listen to all those episodes, or they can search through all those episodes and find what they need. And so not only has it helped our customer experience, our client experience, it's also helped our team be able to quickly get our clients and customers what they need. With my consultant clients, we have one call every single week that's 90 minutes to 2 hours. They need those video recordings for their team. Team can implement what I told them that we need to do within an hour of it going through Zoom into Searchie. We put it in their playlist. Their team always has access to their playlist, that link. And so they're able to quickly find their videos. It's not like this back and forth emailing or anything that we do. We say, give us 2 hours and it'll be in your hub, or not your hub, but on your playlist. And we link that in their portal. It's just automated our life, which is great. And then it's created this amazing customer experience where why would anyone want to leave us when they're getting something that they're not getting from other people?
I love that. And I love your perspective specifically because you touched on both of those ends of the business where it's so hard sometimes to strike a balance between, shaving off your team's time, but also still providing that exceptional customer service. And it's hard to get that right. It's hard to get the balance right, but that doesn't mean that it's not worth investing in terms of, making everybody happy at the end of the day. And obviously all of that leads to a bigger impact. You said this at the beginning of your answer, and I wanted to circle back to this for our last question now for this interview. But it's the fact that you serve a lot of busy moms who also are looking to keep things simple. You were talking before this interview started about a quote that really left an impression on me on your website and really highlights why the work you do is so valuable. And that's that 12% of woman-owned businesses hit the 6-figure mark. Only 12%. And I think that highlights the need for making sure that we're providing, woman-owned spaces with the tools that they need to make sure that they don't get in the way of their cap, that they're able to, go through any challenges that they have and reach that 6 and 7-figure mark. Regards to this, very humbling and sad stat that I think, there's a lot of space in this industry to fix. Like, what tips and tricks do you have for entrepreneurs who are looking to take their business to the next level?
So I think the big thing is you have to let go of all the advice that we hear that doesn't fit you. There's so many amazing women business owners online, but A lot of the advice online, the majority comes from men with different responsibilities, different roles. As a female entrepreneur, usually my audience and myself, we're juggling a lot of different things than those men. We have kids running around. We have to try to do sales calls with babies screaming in the background. Like, how do we manage this? Get up at 5 a.m., go to the gym, eat a protein shake. That doesn't work for us. It's like, oh my gosh, I just got to bed from doing laundry. Now you're telling me I got to get up at 5 a.m. and work out. I'm not saying there isn't a place ever in our life where that happens, but that business advice may not fit your life right now. And so I think there's a lot of just blanket advice out there that doesn't fit where you are. So no matter what stage you are, no matter if you're a new mom with a new baby, which I am, or you have a 5-year-old like I do, or a teenager that's about to go to college, or you have grown children and you're an empty nester, we all have different areas in our life, and some of the advice isn't going to fit our life right now. And so instead of trying to mold into what people are telling us to do, take the pieces that you can do and that feel in alignment with you and run with those. Stop trying to focus on doing all the things and focus on the things that move the needle the fastest for you. And so having your own goals in mind is also so important. We hear 10K months, and I'll say it's in my marketing. We say 10K months, 100K a year, all this stuff. But like, if that's not what you need right now, why are we pushing ourselves to get it when it may not even be what we want? Maybe you just need $4,000 a month so your kid can go to private school. That's amazing. That's an incredible goal. Let's not downplay that. Let's see what we can do right now in the least amount of time to get there that still provides you the life and alignment that you want. A lot of times we're chasing goals that aren't even our goals to begin with. And then we're following those goals based on blanket advice that doesn't fit our lifestyle. It doesn't fit what we can do. And honestly, most of us can't even make that stuff work with how our life works. And then we get mad at ourselves because we're not doing the things that they say to do to be successful, when that's not what your success looks like. Your success can look like something completely different, and you can get there in a completely different way than someone else.
Phenomenal answer. And I think what a way to wrap this up as well, in terms of, getting people thinking about, what does their success look like, and thinking about, the pieces that they can take that really feel the most organic and true to them. Because I think that when we let go of those expectations, as you were saying at the beginning, we can really find, the thing that really feels right to us at our core. So I love that.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Brandi, for joining us today. It's been another amazing episode of our Searchie Spotlight series, and we'll catch everyone in the next one.